Champion ships his car all the way from Japan. Naoki Nakamura comes to practice on Friday, no lap. Saturday, no lap. He's going to qualify with one practice lap on this new engine. All to play for here. This is a big moment for Drift Masters.
It certainly is, as Nakamura absolutely fires down though, Dave. He's not scared as he goes deep. Whoa! Nakamura says, hold my hat, I might only need one practice run of this circuit throughout the weekend, as Nakamura now fires across into outside zone 5, back up onto the wall, into the outside zone, on the throttle a little bit too early, and pulls himself to the outside zone, but nevertheless puts a run in the bag, and Nakamura says, it certainly is going to be interesting. And I mean, look, if this is how the things are going to play out for the rest of the year across this season, it's going to be one not to miss. And yeah, as you say, Dave, choked himself up a little bit there on the wall run, got on the handbrake, as you can see, he slowed the car down, failed to get to outside zone 6, but nevertheless...
Well, he's made his name on big angle, and it actually worked against him there.
Yeah,
because he actually went a little too shallow, but you know what? I think he's going to learn it. A lot of people questioning, will he adapt? Will he be able to do it? We're about to find out. This is what's exciting about Drift Masters. Here we go.
Here we go, fourth gear clicked as Nakamura fires that S15 in full throttle as he looks for that inner zone. He gets it, he goes very wide, he hangs onto it though. That was incredible pace as he comes down a big wobble though on the handbrake early and fails to get that outside zone. Now looks to join the dots. He's moving through this circuit at a rate of knots right now as Nakamura looks for that final outside zone. He gets into it, lights up the tyres right to the edge of the circuit, across the line. Nakamura, job done on the first qualifying round.
Smashing the limiter on the start line, making sure the anti-lag is working as he comes off the line, and Nakamura takes to the Swedish circuit for the second time today, and he puts in a much cleaner initiation here, learning as he goes, as he foot to floor through it, trying to collect that inner zone, nice on that inner zone, a little bit of wavering as he comes to that inner zone, transitions back. He's definitely full throttle. He uses the handbrake to get himself to the outside zone, and a nice job on the inside zone. So this is a pretty solid run so far from Naoki Nakamura as he comes through that last section into that last corner. That's where he made some errors the last time. Not so much this time. Very smooth, very solid. Looks like that car and engine package is working excellently. Nakamura
was deadly. What can he do, Dave?
Well, in practice he hit everybody. So let's see what happens to Oliver Randall. Oliver Randall's trying to run away right now because Nakamura is coming from as they go into that first corner. Randall with a lot of pace for that first corner. Nakamura stuck a little bit in the smoke, but starting to gain ground now. This is where Nakamura can be deadly in that chase position. Great proximity so far, but a little wobble as both drivers come down the track, and Nakamura trying not to be too aggressive right now, but he's losing a bit of ground, a little bit of straight line. It doesn't look like he has the pace for Randall, but Randall's gone way wide here and made an absolute mess of that transition, allowing Nakamura back into the fight towards the end. I'm putting my notes, I'm tearing them up, places to have a lot of flair here, and Randall, well, he has an unknown entity going up into that first corner. He has no idea what to expect, but he's going for it.
No, he certainly is going for it. He looked for the back bumper, he jumped up on the inside. Oh, contact! Randall smashes into the side of Nakamura, and Nakamura stays in it, flicks the car across the circuit, the bumper hanging down. Can he upset the car? Will it upset the car? He keeps himself in it right now. Randall fires off circuit. Forget everything you know about drifting because none of it makes sense anymore. Nakamura fires into that final outside zone. Randall goes for the door. He wants to stay in it. He pushes Nakamura across the line.
He's been here and done it before, so he's going to start turning it on from the off here.
He is turning it on from the off straight away, through the gears, absolutely hammering, fires that car in, and he leaves Halovnia for dead at the moment, as Halovnia has no answer. He's going to go super wide. He holds onto it though, as he transitions through, down
very
into
shallow
the outside
angle, but
zone.
nice line.
Alex Halovnia, no answer at the moment.
Yeah. Very slow wheel drop.
Naoki Nakamura trying to wait to see where the transition ends up for Nakamura. Nakamura gets into the outside zone, across the line. Halovnia on the back bumper though.
Then full tilt into this first corner on the door. So we're going to be sitting back and watching some expert driving here.
We certainly are. Look at this, he's already on the back bumper, that BMW F22 as he dives up on the inside of the door. Halovnia fires through, looks for that inside zone, and Nakamura is on the door. He's wobbling and wavering, but can he hold it together? He's a little shallow on the inside. Not what the judges wanted to see. Now he goes wide, he's lost in the smoke. Ever so slightly straightens there as he transitions. He's on the handbrake once again. He once again finds the door, that BMW F22, but he parks it in the outside zone. On the door goes Nakamura across the line.
I could feel some bumps on this one because Nakamura goes close. Here we are.
Certainly does. Here we go through the chicane, through the start line, down through the gears they go. Nakamura on the back bumper. Benedictus Cherba already tucks himself into the smoke. Cherba flying as always. And look at this from Nakamura as he in the smoke on the transition, bumper to bumper, no messing around. Cherba on an absolute flyer of a wide line, but no shaking from Nakamura at the moment as he shallows up the angle, gets on the handbrake, settles that car now, looks for the transition, back, bam, onto the door he goes, door to door, loses a little bit of ground as Cherba opens the throttle.
Nakamura in the lead. top 4 space up for grabs. Who's going to take it?
Well, who's going to take it indeed? Tire smoke already from Nakamura, and he fires that car on a big angle, but it's no scare in Cherba as he gets closer than Nakamura as he looks for the back bumper. Side skirts, panels start to fly from Nakamura's car, but he's on the handbrake for a long time in the outside zone. That allows Cherba to set himself up now. Cherba losing some ground as Nakamura fires into that final outside zone, and Benedictus Cherba having to shortcut the circuit. No proximity as they get it across the line. A strange second half of the run.
No, it's going to be probably before this, but now he does, and now he knows he's got to push on this one.
He's going to know his name by the end of this weekend, that's for sure, as Cherba slots through the gears, fires that BMW into that initiation zone. But look at this from Nakamura, he's right onto him. You can barely see him through the smoke. Blows exchanged, and it forces Cherba off of that qualifying line, but he deals with it now as Nakamura takes a breath, thinks about it once again, looks for the transition. Cherba can't get away this time as Nakamura fires through, takes an early transition, almost a mistake from Nakamura, but he squeezes the throttle, jumps up onto the back bumper.
That is actually on the last turn. Cherba's got to turn it up here. Cherba's got to go for it.
Cherba has to go for it. He has to put himself in an uncomfortable position, and it looks like he is going to go for it. They fire through, but look at this already. Nakamura starts to pull through ground. Cherba goes wide. Oh, Nakamura gets understeer. They both get understeer. Fires through. Nakamura deals with it better than Cherba. Cherba starts to get himself back into the swing of things now, but it's already allowed big separation to open up for Nakamura, and Nakamura fires into that final outside zone. Cherba, massive ground loss. Not sure what way the judges are going to see this one.
No, I'd love that. I'm collected, do my thing. Let's see how those styles mix up as we go for another spot in the final. Rintonen to lead in Nakamura.
Yeah, look at this already. Nakamura's getting into the groove now. We talk about the groove, and he's right in it. He's right in the pocket. He's right on the door as they come round the outside zones, hustling and bustling. Oh, but Nakamura takes a wrong transition. Wheels on the inside now, and that allows Rintonen to drive away. He goes in front of the grandstand on full throttle as he now hammers down towards that final outside zone. Nakamura gets himself back up into the pocket, back into the groove on that qualifying line, but it's too much too late.
We're calling it like he's lost it. You just never know. Here we go. It's the second half of the battle to decide who goes to the final. It will be Nakamura in the lead position and Rintonen in the chase.
There we go. Nakamura fires that car in on the inside line though, and has to get out of it, get back on it again, but that forces Rintonen into a bit of understeer now. The bonnet flapping, the speed. These guys are carrying understeer once again for Nakamura. I wonder if that car's damaged, but Rintonen on the inside of the circuit, going over the curve, missing clipping points. This one is a scrappy second half of the battle. Rintonen fires in, tries to find some sort of proximity at the end of the run, but I have no idea.
What's happening in Drift Masters right now, and it's happening right in front of us. Here we go.
Yeah, this is it. The third and fourth place playoff underway, ready to rock and roll. And look at Nakamura onto the door of that GR86. You can't even see him through the smoke. He's closer than he's been all day. And that's a nice line from Brzezinski as he fires down. But look at Nakamura as he gets up into the groove, over the curb. He goes, he just about holds on to it. He shallows up the angle, he deals with it. And now he transitions back bravely. Once again, onto the door, onto the wheel he goes. Wow!
He's over the edge here, so you've got to be over the edge as well. Brzezinski's got to go from it from the very first moment here.
Well, he's getting left already, Dave. He takes a late initiation, and that's not going to work right against this man right now. And Naoki Nakamura is super wide, but he holds on to it, shallows up the angle now, begins to drive away. As Brzezinski has nothing in this one, shallows up the angle, tries to find the grip and the pace, but look at Nakamura. He is absolutely gone. He fires into that final outside zone, and Brzezinski has no answer for the Japanese champion as he takes it home.
His first year into European drifting, and he got a podium at the last round, so he is well able to roll here.
Look, and I said it, this is the kind of track that suits his driving style. Nakamura fires in, looks for the outside zone now, looks for outside zone 2, absolutely nails it to the wall. He's super fast, he's got incredible pace. Flicks it through, looks for outside zone 4, and he gets there, but it's a little shallow now as he's absolutely ripping down, but he's very wide. He's 2 wheels on the grass. Can he hold on to it? He certainly can. That's going to be points deducted, or even a 0 potentially from the judges across the line.
Yeah, we'll know as Nakamura sits on the line right now, the Japanese champion, with a 0 from his first run, and this will be his first run ever on this track in the wet. Hold on to your hats.
Well, there we go. He's off the line. Naoki Nakamura off the line, absolutely fires through the gears. He's going to go for initiation, but he's grippy down there on the initiation. That's catching a lot of drivers out. He did a big wobble, but now he gets into the wall. He's on the wall. Oh, he tags it. It upsets the car. Can he keep in it? He certainly can. He's put big angle on to slow the car down for that inside zone 3. Now looks for the wall. Outside zone 4 coming up. He's absolutely flying. He hammers on the throttle now as Nakamura, again, a little wobble on the handbrake for a long time in that decel. In outside zone 5. Up through 6, looks for the final outside zone. This could catch him out. Now he tags the wall, knocks the cone down, and he gets the job done. Is it enough, though? That was a scrappy run.
He had a crash earlier on with James Dean in practice. They were getting a little rough and tumble on the track there earlier on, so let's see what happens. He had by his standards, a poor round in Finland, not qualifying. He'll say he's enjoying this. He had a crash in Riga earlier on. The wings come off the car already, up over the spoiler, and here comes Nakamura for another lap of absolute carnage.
Yeah, if ever there was a way to enter the circuit, Nakamura explodes onto the scene here in Riga this weekend and absolutely fires that car through the circuit. And limited practice for Nakamura this weekend, but he's making it work as he always seems to do and gets that car around the circuit. Dave, have you ever...
Anything can happen.
Dave, you've taken the words right out of my mouth. Third place qualifier, Kevin Pazur. If this was dry conditions, you'd say we haven't seen Nakamura perform this weekend so far, but could he come alive here in the wet conditions here in Riga? I think we are about to find out as Kevin Pazur looks equally comfortable now on the wet or dry circuit. Nice line through the first section, but look at Nakamura, so aggressive now in the chase position, door to door as they come in front of the grandstands. What can Kevin Pazur do? Kevin Pazur over-rotates and Nakamura sails into the distance.
Oh, you have to just sometimes in this sport go, it's so harsh. Kevin Pazur, perfect in practice, perfect in qualifying, spins in wet conditions in the top 32. And Nakamura, not perfect in practice, not perfect in qualifying, but shows his experience in the rain as he wisely doesn't go on big angle in the chase position. And Kevin Pazur makes his own error on his own as far as
obviously his first time going out on that circuit as well in wet conditions this weekend. But can Kevin Pazur, let's not write him off too soon as they leave the line for the second half of this one. Only a few more battles in the top 32 to go. But here comes Nakamura, setting that car up nice and early. You can see those early dabs of the handbrake. Will that upset the line and upset Kevin Pazur in the chase position? Well, no problems from either driver so far as Nakamura keeps the car on quite a shallow line, but a safe line.
It's the clever line, Eddie. It's the clever line around here that Nakamura's on now. He's not overcommitting to anything. He's watched every driver on the grid make an absolute hash of that outside zone, and he said, I'm just not going near it. I'm just going to keep going. And with an advantage from the first run, it's the clever way. He's not even trying to be perfect on the line. He knows that it's spins and wheels off that's winning and losing battles right now. And cleverly, he decides to
just... the lead position. Can he find something special? We've talked about the track conditions. It's got to get worse before it's going to get better. But with that little drop of sunshine, we should start seeing that track drying out nicely and maybe start to see a little bit more smoke appear from the rear end of these awesome machines. As Reichardt now sends it in, as he straightens up a little bit though, as Nakamura dials on the angle in the chase position, applying the proximity, but Reichardt just not able to get onto that wide line, going very wide now, dropping up onto the curb there. Huge error from Reichardt in the lead position, and Nakamura just trying to pick his moments here to pounce and to formulate his attack. And they make it across the line, but certainly from Reichardt's point of view, Dave, not the lead.
Can Nakamura put a clean lead run in? We haven't seen a clean lead run today, so let's hope this is one of them.
Yeah, I think it's just about making it as tidy as possible as Nakamura now opens up a bit of a gap here over Michael Reichardt as they make their way through. And just again, Reichardt just, you know, racking up those errors way offline there. Nakamura though, oh, big straighten from Nakamura and almost contact, Dave. Would you believe it? Both drivers way offline. Nakamura gets up on the curb, car shoots forward. Reichart's on the opposite side of the track. I don't even know anymore.
Yeah,
Nakamura is so unpredictable.
Nakamura's going to see Michael Reichardt in front of him. He's been struggling to find a little bit of form this year in Drift Masters. Big adaptation from him coming as the Japanese champion. But you know what? This track will suit his style down to the ground here. I think he's going to do well. A lot of limiter from Naoki Nakamura as he stands on the throttle. He has absolutely no mechanical sympathy whatsoever for this S15 as he fires it through the course. It's a fast car, it's a grippy car, but he's got to get it out to those walls as well. We know, I watched some of his chase driving yesterday. It was absolutely phenomenal. But the lead driving needs to be just as solid as he takes it around the track, not quite out to all of the outer zones, as we would expect. And it sounds like something's almost broken in that car, but it's just the anti-lag.
It's the anti-lag, Dave, yeah. Nakamura comes flying in, that front wheel positioned perfectly, goes very deep into outside zone 1. That's nice. Naoki now gets a little deeper into 2 and 3 than he was before, and he's definitely reined this one in, pulled up the socks and worked out exactly what everyone else is doing. And this is looking much nicer for the Japanese champion as he goes into the 2 final outside zones, sings the car on the rev limiter.
This is where he can shine. But Heidrich's going to have to put in a crazy lead run here. This is going to be one for the highlight reel.
It certainly is, as Naoki Nakamura now chases down Heidrich. Heidrich goes for it, though, and he will want to win in front of his home crowd. And he's absolutely absolutely dialed in, but look at Nakamura, looks for the door of that S13.5, and big transition, big angle from Max Isaac as he puts it to the wall. Nakamura now gives him the room to maneuver, comes in a little bit hot and heavy and loses some ground, but can he get it back up again as he can across so he can show everyone, this is what I did to Nakamura in my own country, and come off the line, and Hybrid's already smoking tyres as he comes down, looks for the big initiation, fires it through, and he carries a little bit more speed and angle than Nakamura and almost hits the wall, but he manages to pick it back up again and now makes a dive into this long outside zone. Nakamura pins the back end of that S15 to the wall, screams through, and it starts to open up a little bit for Hybrid here, but now he loses ground once again as Nakamura is absolutely ripping away.
Fast, and he is aggressive, and look at this, he's ready to go. Benediktas Čurba from Lithuania in the lead, Nakamura from Japan in the chase.
Yeah, look at this, so from Čurba, he's absolutely dialed in, fires down into those outside zones, he's shallow on the outside zone too. That's a big mistake from Čurba. Let's see if he can pull this one back together again. No proximity at the moment from Naoki Nakamura as he now fires up onto the door of Benediktas Čurba. Čurba now gets himself back into the groove, but there's no getting rid of the Japanese champion as Nakamura dives onto the side.
Trying to send that perfect lead run in here. A big flick from Nakamura as he fires down the track. Čurba now has to start hunting him down, and he does. Čurba's right up there with Nakamura. Nakamura wide on his line, out of zone 3. All good so far from the Japanese champion. As Čurba now just trying to get that little bit more look at the proximity from Benediktas Čurba. He almost chewed the door off Nakamura's car as they come around the last corner. Oh, Čurba's close to the wall, sparks the wall, loses ground. It looks like it just felt ready to see what happens next. It's a battle you never thought would happen, but it's happening right now.
It certainly is, and Shanahan fires that car down. Look at Nakamura, he's on the hunt for the side of that GT86, and he goes close up to the wall. Both guys absolutely door-to-door right now. Shanahan flicks the car across the circuit into the outside zone. Nakamura slow, shallow angle. Can he keep the pace with Shanahan? They've turned that car up to 100, Dave, to get away. And look at this from Shanahan. Starts to make a move, pulls more distance than before, and Nakamura dives across the circuit onto the door.
To be the European champion, he's got to go through Nakamura to get there as they go through the gears. And into that first corner, Shannon loses ground.
Yeah, he does lose ground, but now he starts to make it back. He makes a big dive. Look at that car popping and hopping across the tarmac. But Nakamura's flying. He wants to get away. And Shanahan said he was a worry. He said he was a different style. But look at Shanahan. Dives onto the door. Nakamura wandering and wavering in the outside zone. He jumps across the circuit. Shanahan goes for the door. He looks for the back bumper, but mistakes again from Nakamura as Shanahan gets on the back bumper.
That's a hard one to call. That's a very hard one to call. You've got to say, did he get a top 5 finish in his first year at Drift Masters? That would be a big statement for him. He said it's tough to adapt, but a top 5 finish.
Well, look, he's hungry for it. He wants it. You know, we've seen him turn his hand. This is the kind of circuit that we said he likes. These closed circuits, these walled circuits. The danger is what he likes. He fires in on the handbrake, slows the car down, but he slows the car down too much and he falls away from outside zone quite a little early. But now he picks up that inside zone. That was clinical from Nakamura now as he gets onto the wall once again, but he's out of that zone. He's wandering and wavering. He's bleeding points to the judges. He looks for the touch and go, and he gets there. Now, don't make the same mistake as Čurba, and he doesn't as he comes into outside zone 5. That's better. That's where you need to be as he puts the back end of the S15 to the wall across the line.
Fifth position with an 86. The anti-lag is popping and banging as here comes the Japanese showman, Naoki Nakamura, into turn 1, flying in on the handbrake.
Yeah, but he stalled up massively, David. He stalled waiting to get into outside zone 1, and it didn't work for him. Now he's over that inside zone, and it starts to fall apart a little bit. He needs to clean this one up. He's in the show, and there's only one man that can really take him out right now. But Naoki Nakamura would love to be higher up the order, to be fighting for that championship, to get himself into the top 5 for his first ever debut here. He looks for the final outside zone and he puts it across the line, and that Čurba has yet to get there. He's been fighting his way all the way through.
Remember, Nakamura is sitting in a position where if he gets some points tonight, could go top 5 in the championship in his first year. That'll be in his mind as they head into that first corner. Very strange initiation from Nakamura and Čurba, but they stay in it. Look at this on the door from Nakamura as Čurba with that beautifully smooth lead run so far. Čurba goes to the wall. Nakamura kind of a late transition there as he comes up onto the door, and Nakamura right up onto the door. Čurba's way out of the line there, and now Nakamura is being allowed back into the fight as he transitions through. Oh, Nakamura gets it wrong, gets the transition wrong, and now Čurba goes with a bit of an advantage, smashes the boot lid off the wall. Now Nakamura is back at this. I'm exhausted. The car is racing. Benediktas Čurba, and Čurba left about an hour and a half before Nakamura. Then that's going to hurt Čurba here on the run-up.
Yeah, certainly is, and he knows Nakamura's fast. He knows he needs to try and stick with him. He knows he needs that proximity. You can see Čurba out of that outside zone. He's cutting the circuit. He's looking to make the move. Now he does a little dive. Oh, and he rams him up the back on the transition. They both get back into
don't
it.
keep going, just stop. Nope, they're saying go. Nakamura's wheel isn't even facing in the right direction, and he's still doing the track. Bits of both cars falling off the track. They are absolutely smashing each other to pieces here as Cherba angrily pushes Nakamura across the line. And Nakamura, could this be the night? Czech Republic, Japan, get ready, here we go.
Yeah, here we go, Dave. Look at this from Zachary, though he's high out the gate already, smoking the tyres, tries to upset Nakamura as Nakamura looks for the door of that BMW 2 Series. But look at Nakamura, he's hungry, he wants it, he's absolutely glued to the side, but he might have upset himself there on that transition, gets himself back into it though, as Zachary shallows up the angle as he heads into outside zone 4. Nakamura glued to the door as Nakamura is taking no risks. He wants to seal the deal. He stalls up once again and he gets back into the fight as Zachary leads him into the final outside zone. Nakamura takes a dive to the door.
I love how Marco Zaccaril was Naoki Nakamura's brakes. Marco Zaccaril in the chase, and he's going for it here. Zaccaril jumping off the line. He's not going to let. Oh, looks to me like he is going to try and waver his way, and he goes in a weird angle from Zaccaril in the chase, and Nakamura with not a lot of angle into that first corner. Nakamura coming out of that zone very early. He's very fast, Nakamura, but he's not on a lot of angle. Zaccaril almost smashes the front end off the car off the inner zone. Back out we go. Big angle from Zaccaril to slow the car up as now we come across. This is where Zaccaril's going to make the move. It's a late move, and it's a brave move from Zaccaril. Goes through, and look at this, Nakamura in the wall, Zaccaril and Nakamura, and how are they still going after that absolute